Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be, Shill Destroyer. So, we're on a Saturday morning, like, you know, Friday night really, but what's the time? It's, oh, I can't even see. Just coming up for 1 o'clock in the morning. And you know, we keep getting all these days, and the whole, it's a hot day, starts off, you know, morning, nothing much, just beautiful sky, blue sky, sun's glaring, and then by 10 o'clock, say, you know, the clouds come in from one direction every time, so you know it's a cloud machine because they're always coming from the same direction, and it covers the sky, right? And we've been having this like since February, right? Summer seemed to start in February this year, and but it was covered up, and that's what we've had for the last couple of days. But they've let it through. It hasn't been as, you know, it's been a thick cloud, but they've allowed breaks, right? And I've already said that it must be to do with not wanting the crops to grow, right? But as you know, people just say, "Oh, that's the English weather for ya." And yeah, that's one. It's just like, "Oh, fuck off, is it?" And then all of a sudden, after like Friday's been it's been a warm day, but you know, this cloud sort of, it gets a bit cold. The sun comes back out. It's nice and warm. You know, it goes back behind the clouds, and boom. And then suddenly the evening's just like, it was a nice clear sky, you could see the stars, right? And then all of a sudden the stars disappeared behind some blanket of something, right? It's not cloud, it's just, most people look up, they won't even notice that there's a cloud of something there, right? A haze. And then there's these noises coming from behind it, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, that's just an aeroplane," right? And then also the wind all of a sudden's getting up, right, and it's fucking freezing out there right now, right? It's really cold. But the wind's all of a sudden starting to, like a gale. We've had some like big winds, and then it's just calm, and then big wind, and it's calm. So they're really fucking with the weather, right? I mean, we know that. The people who listen to me, we know that, right? The masses, of course. If you dare to mention, they don't even think there's cloud machines, most of them. I don't even know. You know, they literally showed us and told us that there's, you know, it's all about the great. Look at us, we got cloud machines, and now they made it rain in a desert, right? But that was just telling us, look, we can we can cover the sun, we can, you know, whatever we want that weather to do, we can do it. They've probably been doing it for a long time, right? But we just haven't really, they haven't had the real necessary, you know, they haven't had the necessity to change the weather massively until these times, right, where they want to completely control it. Last night, there was a moon, I assume it was a moon, it looked split into two, and it was completely red, and it was coming far north, right? It was way from where it normally comes. I don't know, I just thought, oh wow, and I just, you know, there's no point in even trying to video it because it's so far away, but I don't know if anyone saw that. If you saw red moon or like, and it was split in two, it was weird, very weird, right? I don't know what to say about what's going on with the moon and all that, but you know, very weird stuff going on in the sky, and I keep telling people, you know, look up, and we see why they've got them all screened and, you know, staring into their phones, because clearly they don't want the masses to realise what's going on, right? They don't want them to look up and see anything going on in the sky. They just want them to go, "Oh yeah, that's just the British weather. Yeah, no, don't be daft, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, da 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 da." So, yeah, definitely some, you know, and as we're entering this time, aren't we, where, you know, everyone's celebrating the pedo's mum because she's got loads of money and greedy, and, you know, they love their stars and they don't give a fuck about her being a pedo's mum. You know, they don't give a fuck about all the stuff they do, right? as long as they're told who to hail, they'll hail, right? They don't care that they're Saxe Coburg Gophers. They just don't care, do they? Just anything to go along with the herd, right? And I talk about the herd, another crossword clue. I've talked about the pan in the crossword clues when it said half man, half goat in it. You know, not rather than bow, it was pan. This time it said the god of herds and flocks. And again, it was Pan, right? So what do you think they're talking about? The herd immunity, right? They're telling you, during the pandemic, demonic, right? They're telling you, right? Come part of the Pan's herd, right? Because he's the herd, or he's the god of herds, right? So I thought that was interesting, but yeah, it's all in the words and what they do and why they do it, right? The reason they're using these words, obviously they're telling them they're cattle and they're being herded, but deaf ears prefer to stay dumb, right? Because it's too scary, the truth is too frightening, right? And I get that, yeah, it's a bit like fucking wool, but at the same time it's like, wow, everything I believed or thought I knew is complete horseshit, and the whole world's a fucking illusion, right? Certainly the system, everything in it, and when you look at the Bible and the religion, fucking illusion, right? Everything they've been spitting at us, telling us, right? Bullshit, illusion, right? You go to the hoe, spit all, right? The hoe, spit all. You live in a hoe use, the hoe, your hoe me. Like you just got to think about the words. You got to. I mean, I just the language again is just so important. I think I kind of proved that with the British Gas guys. They haven't come back quite, and I'm very surprised they didn't, because they don't usually give up that quick. But they might still be back. They might be off trying to get a bit of paper from some fucking fake judge, right? But they have no jurisdiction over me, and they have no jurisdiction over the land I'm using, right? So, and I think the police, the police are running away from me, mate. I've already stated my claim to them and asked them and demanded, give me what jurisdiction you've got over living man. And of course they come back and said my supervisor, or my above man says I'm no longer allowed to talk to you. I can't give you answers. And so and as far as like this Queen like fucking party thing, I haven't seen, I see old people mainly in it with the flags, the un-ion Jack, right? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, right? Jacob, right? Jack. The Jack of the naive, the naive, it's all in the words again, isn't it? But you see all the flags on some of the houses, right? But not massively. The pubs, as far as I can see, there's like all these pubs who were putting on barbecues and all this. Some of them down here I know have suddenly cancelled, because I guess they just. People aren't interested or something, right? They're not getting the interest they thought they'd have. So a load of people have cancelled, and I haven't really seen anything. I'm not even, again, my area is like the dead man's area, right? It's quiet, people just don't, it's like tiptoe land. But I had to pick my car up, I walked about a mile, and there was no music. Like during the day, today, a bit sunny and that. Supposed to be everyone having parties and all this shit, right? But no music. Didn't hear a bit, right? From any houses in this fucking area, right? In the dead man's. But I think that's, people were saying that's everywhere now. You just walk along, there's no noise, everyone's screaming, right? And those who listen to music now do it through fucking headphones, right? There's no sharing of the music anymore, right? So, yeah, so I think this whole like bollocks of what they're doing and their ritual, I think people are so like fucked now, and also skint and fucking tired, and like, they're all fucking just gone in their head. I don't think they got as much of their parties as they wanted, right? Maybe again some of them thought, well, I'm not celebrating the fucking paedophile's mum. Hopefully, right? Hopefully that's what they all thought. They went, no, I'm not fucking celebrating rich, greedy fucks that have fucking paedophiles in their family. Who would do such a thing, right? Maybe that's their thinking. But the old, the old are still like, they love it, don't they? They love to get their yit flags out and act like they're, something. They're still stuck in that. The older you are, probably, the more likely you are to be completely indoctrinated by the system and all the bullshit it sells to you, right? But weird, the weather, I think it's going to change. I think someone said to me it's going to be nice Thursday, Friday, then raining Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, like, all of a sudden, this sudden change from a nice sort of day to all this wind. And that's like calm as nothing now. No wind at all. It's all quiet in the sky. You still can't see any stars. The stars are still disappeared under whatever blanket they put out tonight. But again, I think there'll be through the night, there'll be these hits of just gushes of wind, right? Just whatever they're doing, I don't know. But we get this a lot. We've been getting it a lot. I had to fix that fence, as I said a couple of times, right? Because all of a sudden, these just fucking gusts of wind hitting everywhere, right? And someone, Steely, an old timer back on YouTube, he just suddenly out of the blue sent me 30 quid to my PayPal. So thanks for that, Steely. Which, obviously I haven't even got anything. I don't even know how he's got my PayPal. He must have remembered my Hotmail account, right? But yeah, that was just out of the blue. I was like, oh, well, that's nice. Thanks, mate. So yeah, that's very nice of you, mate. And I'm glad to see you're never going back to being fucking, what was it you said? I'm never going back asleep or something, right? So hopefully you found me on here, and so I don't know, maybe you saw one of the videos that the young girl's putting up on YouTube. I'm not sure, mate, but cheers anyway. Let me know if you're on the VK. Write a comment, mate. Just let us know you're there. Never know. I still try to get my YouTube accounts back. Quite often I'm quite just like, fuck you fucking pigs, give me my account back, you fucking scumbags, right? So I doubt I'd get it for them ones, but sometimes I'm like, and also I'm using the man, and like, I've got authority, you haven't, you've got no jurisdiction, I own it all now, give me my fucking account back. But they're still not listening, right? But we know that my first account originally, when they took it completely down, it come back suddenly after 8 months, innit? So I check it every now and then just to make sure. I've got 2 that I check just to see and try and, like, keep battering them, but they're still not giving me those accounts back quite. They're still keeping me quiet out there, which is fine. I don't use it. I like the YouTube for the lives, right? But as we know, if I get it back, it'll probably, they'll just destroy it again in a couple of weeks anyway. But because you're not allowed to say anything. But now the back cold and all that seems to be disappearing. They're not going to be holding you so much against, that's me dicking all misinformation. Me dicking all misinformation, is it? Well, it doesn't go with what the WHO says. Who's the fucking WHO, right? The ones who suddenly have complete control over the world, the WHO, when they suddenly pop up from people, right? Oh, we got to listen to the WHO now. I don't know anything fucking about them, but if they say we got to close the world down, we got to close the world down because of a fucking back cold. Now they're worried. Oh, the monkey cold, mate. The monkey cold. Oh, I wonder if everyone's going to stick butt plugs and fucking 20 fucking nappies on their face for the monkey cold, right? Dumb as fuck dickheads, right? But I think that's just to keep. I think that's literally telling them, giving them a clue that, yeah, that was all bullshit, mate. Look, now we're telling you there's a monkey cold, and still people aren't getting it, are they? They're still like, whatever the telly says and the fucking experts, that's what's happening. I've got no reality in my life. I just like to live in the dizzy world, right? I like to take the medication and just buzz out in the dizzy world, right? Not care about anyone else.